First part is an email about Eva asking for information about her schoolwork on favorite family member. Okay? Favorite family member, that's the question. So it's about family member, but about favorite family member. So why do you have to get exposed to all these type of questions so that you can also expect, oh, these are the kind of questions that I might get. So these are the kind of topics that I have to familiarize myself with. Okay? So there is significance of knowing all these topics. Don't think that, oh, it's so useless to know all this. No, right? Now for part 2, which is guided essay, how teenagers are influenced by advertisements that promote luxurious lifestyle of buying things just to look stylish. You see? It's like not common. Right or not? So imagine that you have never come across this topic and then suddenly you get it for your SPM question. How are you going to answer if you've never been exposed to this, right? So how teenagers are influenced? Bagaimana remaja influence? What is influence in Malay? Very good. You see, your Malay is better than mine. Dipengaruh, okay, oleh advertisements. What are advertisements? Advertisements? Iklan. Okay, it's like people promoting you something. Okay, so how you are influenced by advertisements that promote luxurious lifestyle. What is luxurious lifestyle? Lifestyle? What is lifestyle? Gaya hidup. And luxurious is mewah. Okay, so you see, you have to know each and every word. Because otherwise, how are you going to answer? Because you don't even know what the question wants or what the focus of the question is. So now you have to know, okay, the advertisement, we've got advertisements that promote luxurious lifestyle. Hidup yang mewah. So how can you be influenced by that? How can you be affected by that? Okay? Of buying things just to look stylish. That is for part 2. Now for part 3, we've got 3. For article, environmental science club for school. So we did this last time, right? Like environmental activity, a report, something, right? And then a report, a visit to Barrel's chocolate factory in Penang. So now you know that, okay, I have to get myself exposed to like some trips to any factory that carries any brand, okay, so that you can speak about it, like how the trip or how like the entire trip takes place. Okay, for example, when you go to a factory, how is like the process? How is the arrangement? First of all, what do? Maybe you gather at school, and then after that, and then at the factory, what can you see? The machinery, the people. So you might need to use certain vocabulary for factory. So now you know. Okay. Next, story. So this one, you have to write a story that ends with, and from that day on, they knew that anything was possible. So sometimes you might also get this kind of question, okay, where you have to come up with a story that ends with a particular phrase, right? Okay, sometimes they don't give you any particular genre. They just ask you to write a story that ends with a particular phrase or that starts with a particular phrase. So that is for Perlace. Okay. Now Terengganu. Email. Halima needs your opinion on a class party. Okay, so girl, you can have it. Okay, so for a class party. Okay, a class party. So, although it might seem simple, right? Okay, guys, although it might seem simple, but sometimes people might not know what to talk about a class party. So what comes to your mind when we talk about a class party? You see, sometimes it might seem simple, right? A class party, but then the moment you get the question, then you realize, what is it about a class party? What are the things that I can talk about a class party? Okay, so please take note of all these topics. And then for the guided AC for Terengganu, helping at home. So basically what? House? What do you call those things that you do at home to help? House? Yes, house chores. Okay, so it's related to house chores. What are some house chores? Well, mopping the floor, okay, washing dishes, doing laundry, all these are house chores, kerja rumah, right? Housework. Okay, for part 3, review a famous night market. Remember, we haven't done review in a long time, right? But if you want to write a review, you know some things that you have to focus on. For example, let's say you have to review a night market. What are some of the things that you can review on for a night market? Normally, what can you say about a night market? Imagine you have been to a night market, right? And now you want to tell people your experience going there, whether it was good, whether it was bad. So what are the things that you want to touch on? Food. Yes, very good. Food. Okay, you can talk about the experience there, like the food. What else? The atmosphere or the ambience, right? Yeah. It was lively. It was boring. It was crowded, packed with people. Okay. What else? Food, the price as well, right? And then where it is located, whether it's strategically located, right? Is it located in the neighborhood where people can access it easily? Review, okay? I remember when you want to make a review, you have to use lots of adjectives. Very good, okay? Now, story. This one, you see? Just now it ends with, but this one it begins with. As soon as Farish opened the old storybook, a strange light pulled him inside. So if you have to start with this phrase, what kind of story do you think it will be? Or you can come up with. As soon as Farish opened the old storybook, a strange light pulled him inside. Is that what? Fantasy. Is that a dream? Yes. And then, so this would be easy. I'd say this would be easier. Basically, you just need to come up with something based on that. Now, for article, going green for greater future, again, is on environment. Now you see a class, okay, students. Now you see an environment, the topic. The topic of environment is also very famous. It often comes out. So what does this mean? That you have to have very good knowledge of environment. This includes what? Maybe natural resources. What else? Like the 3Rs. The 3R, recycle, reuse, thingy. So that if you get this kind of question, you know, or that you've got things to say, you've got things to write about. Okay? Not easy, environment, because environment is based on facts. Fakta. So you cannot simply make up. You cannot make up facts. Awak tak boleh reka fakta. So you have to know, right? Now, Desa Cemerlang, which is nearby. I mean, in JB, okay? But SMK Desa Cemerlang falls under PPD Pasir Gudang. But it is situated in JB actually, okay? So for part 1, an email, a gift for a teacher moving to another school. You see, have you ever come across this topic before? No, right? You see, a gift for a teacher. Yes, maybe you have encountered topics on gift, but never about a gift for a teacher moving to another school. Okay? So now, when you want to write an email, maybe now you can consider the importance of the gift to the teacher. Right? Maybe you can justify that choice of gift. So you can say, I think that you should buy this gift because, okay, a teacher, this would be useful for her profession as a teacher, for example. All right? So that's how you are going to relate or you're going to justify your reason. Now, guided essay, a famous local food in your area. It might seem easy, food. But What about local food in your area? If I ask you now, can you easily tell me? Can you easily tell me what local food is famous in your area? Nasi lemak. Okay, safe answer, right? Okay, yeah. Okay, so maybe you can think about nasi lemak. So now you know. Yes, you know nasi lemak. Okay, class, you know nasi lemak, but are you able to describe nasi lemak? Are you able to describe nasi lemak? Like in detail? If I ask you what is nasi lemak, how can you describe nasi lemak? Not easy, right? So that's why you need to have the vocab. For example, nasi lemak is what? Is rice wrapped in banana leaf, and there are what? What do you call those things? Like anchovies, what else? The cucumbers, what do you call those things? Sambal, yeah, what do you call those? The okay, so you need to have the vocab, the condiments. Okay, so that's why maybe it's easy. Oh, local food, nasi lemak. So what can you say about nasi lemak? So you need to know about nasi lemak in detail, like how to prepare nasi lemak. Okay, so you need to have the in-depth knowledge of nasi lemak. All right, so just memorize any two local food beside nasi lemak, maybe something else. Okay, for example, let's say asam pedas. Okay, just memorize two types of local food, and then you have to know more about these local food, not just their names. Okay. Now, for part 3 article, AI. AI also is a very famous topic. Artificial intelligence in teenagers' daily life is how you apply. Definitely ChatGPT. Okay. So, is the application of AI in your daily. The keyword here is daily. It's how you use it every day. How you incorporate the use of artificial intelligence every day. Okay. Festival or celebration. Okay. Might seem easy again. Like I told you, maybe it sounds easy, but then you have to have in-depth knowledge about that particular celebration. For example, Deepavali. Yeah, you know Deepavali, celebrated by the Indians. But what about Deepavali? Yeah. What is the significance of Deepavali? How is it celebrated? Okay, so you need to know all those as well, not just by name. Story, you see, very famous. This time around, class, this time around, they always come up with like must begin with, must end with. For example, this one must begin with, Aliana was unsure about picking up the phone. So now you have to come up with your own story, creative one. So this is for Desa Cemerlang. Now Melaka, part 1, email. A friend asking for your advice to change her lifestyle. A friend asking for your advice to change her lifestyle. Believe you have never come across this before, right? So basically now you have to maybe suggest one out of all the 3 choices, which one your friend should go for, because your friend wants to change her lifestyle. Now guided essay, the importance of, this is difficult, protecting wildlife habitats. So this is also based on the topic of environment. You see, very famous. So now you know you have to have very good knowledge of the environment. That includes natural resources, wildlife habitats, wildlife, on the topic of wildlife. If I ask you wildlife, what do you know about wildlife? Kehidupan liar, seperti such as what are some issues that revolve around wildlife? For example, this one, the destruction of their habitat. You know, what are their threats? The kind of dangers that they face. Okay, so you need to know. So that when you get this kind of question, you know, okay, why must we protect wildlife? Why? So you need to know about what? Eco. This is also related to eco. Eco what? Sis? Ecosystem, very good. So now you see, because when you want to talk about protecting wildlife habitat, why do we have to protect them? Because if in case, you know, like any particular animal goes extinct, right? Pupus, betul? That would disrupt the ecosystem. That's why. So imagine not knowing anything at all about ecosystem. Then how can you write about this topic? Okay, so that's why knowing all the topics that come out is very, very important, so that you know, okay, based on this topic that comes out, what are the things that I have to make sure I know, so that in case the same question comes out, I can answer because I have related knowledge, right? So that's why I say, yes, based on this, you just see wildlife. But again, there are other things related to this that you have to know. For example, just our ecosystem, okay? Now, for part 3, school report on a seminar about social issues among Malaysian teenagers. Quite easy. Food festival, again, related to food. So when it says food festival, it means that you have to know more than one food. Because you're going to talk a lot about food, okay? Maybe their origins, okay? And then story, again, must begin with Luke opened the locker slowly, hoping his bag was there, but he saw was Vera. Okay, just a bit. Okay, let's just go until 10 before I show you the examples. Okay. 8:54. Okay. Now, Vera. Email, thinking about getting healthier. Maybe this one would center around like some sports. Okay. Maybe some like health, some lifestyles. Now, guided essay, devices used for learning in schools. Devices. So this is related to the topic of science and technology. So what are devices used for learning in school? Imagine you get this question. The devices used for learning in schools. What are some devices used? In Funyu, for example. Device. You know device, right? Yeah. So some devices? Huh? Some devices, what is it? Sorry? Computer, yeah, computer, what else? This one? Can you consider a device? Yes. Okay. Yeah, all those. That's why. It might seem easy, but then device, television, yeah, smart TV, right? Okay. So yes. Now you see from this topic, then you know. Okay, I have to cover all these. I have to know the devices. What are the devices? Okay, you have to get yourself familiarized. Now, part 3 survey on poor condition of the school toilets. Unexpected, right? The question. Poor conditions of the school toilet. So you have to make a report on that. What are you going to say? What are you going to tell? Let's say you are required to talk about poor conditions of school toilets. School toilets, very ugly, very smelly. Then you have to write a report on that. Very bad condition. So, how? Now you know that you have to talk about what? The facility. So you have to have some related vocabulary. For example, the toilets. How can you say about the toilets if they are in poor condition? You can say that the toilets are what? Let's say some problems. I want to hear the vocabulary that you use. Related to poor conditions of toilet. Why? That's why we unveil each and every topic, yeah? So that you know, okay, when I get this kind of question, what kind of word should I use? What kind of information should I put in? If you don't have any vocab for it, any information on it, how are you going to write? Right? Now, what about toilets? Poor conditions. How can you describe bad toilets? The door. What about the door? Imagine your school toilet. Are they in perfect condition? What? No door. See? So you can say that when there's no door. Hey, what happened to your school door? Huh? What happened? So you can say that. You can use what? what would be a related word that you can use? Vendor?
和未来做担保，这是我对众生的信任。
Who do you think
他
took the
定了
door?
我的事。东尼可能有刀。
What do you think happened to the door?
东尼有。
The door didn't just walk on its own, right? Right? So somebody must have done something to the door, right? So what do we call that act? Vandalism? It means that somebody must have vandalized the door. Vandalism, vandalism merosakkan harta benda. So you see? You see? So now you see how it is related. When you want to talk about the poor conditions of a school, then you can use all this word like, okay, there's no more door. No door for that particular cubicle. Why? Because it has been vandalized. Okay, telah dirosakkan. What else? What about the toilet? In each cubicle, apa yang jadi biasa kat sekolah you apa? Tersumbat in English. You cannot flush anymore. If you flush, the water comes out. It means that what? It starts with C. Tersumbat. What is it? Tersumbat. Let's say for girls, you all throw your sanitary pads inside. Sometimes we find underwears as well inside. So it happens at my school as well. Not sure how. Some Maggie, the cup. Maggie cup. The cup of a Maggie, yeah. People just throw everything inside. So what do you call that condition where we cannot flush anymore? If you flush it, it won't go away as well. What is it? Start with C. Clogged. Tersumbat, clogged. Not just that, not just toilet, clogged, what? You wash your hands. Sometimes also clogged, right? Sink. Sinky. See? How can you write about poor conditions of school without all this vocab, right? What else? Now you know, you have to cover all these. Okay class, jangan just tengok topik dia saja. Awak kena fikir, okay, if this question comes out, what will be some of the things that I have to know for me to write? Then you cover all those things as well. What else about poor condition of school? What about the mirror? Broken mirror, right? Broken tiles, bawah kan? Tiles, ada yang pecah terkeluar. See? Also, the smell. You can also talk about the smell. Not just the facility, the smells. Okay? It smells very stinky. Use those words. Okay? Now, survey on, dessert review. This one, very common. Okay, now story ends with, so even though it was challenging, it brought me happiness. Okay? Now, SMK Hamid Han, I am not sure where it is. Asking advice on to relieve stress, easy. Okay? Saving for the future, so related to financial. Food delivery application, article. Food delivery application such as Grab, what else? Panda, Shopee food, right? Now you know, you have to know all these. Not just that, what else to know? You have to know how they work. Like for example, let's say Grab. You know Grab food. But how can you explain how Grab food works? What kind of vouchers or what kind of offers they use? So you have to know all of these. Okay? So make sure, right? How it functions, how we can access. You need to cover recreational park review. So when you want to talk about a recreational park, okay, class, for recreational park, what is that to cover? You are writing a review, class. So if you want to write a review on a recreational park, so what would be the things that you have to cover? Review. What is it that you want to review about a recreational park? Taman rekreasi, tempat bersukan, jogging and all, monkey bars. Yeah. So apa yang you nak cakap? What is it that you want to review? Kalau review biasa benda yang sama je, tak kisah apa tempat, apa. Can you talk about price? No, right? Exactly, that's what I want to know. Okay, for restaurants, yes, you can review on the price, the service of the waiter or the waitress. But what about a recreational park? You see? Jarang keluar kan, kena review recreational park. See? That's why you kena tahu. In case it comes out. What is it that you can say about a recreational park? Apa? Think.
首发减1500是一个手机的合理价格。
The most common one lah. Common. Huh? Low. Location. You can review the location, right, of the recreational park? Correct or not? You can review whether it is what? Whether it's strategically located, whether it is accessible. Senang tak nak pergi situ, betul tak? You can say that, it's not easy to go there because it's situated far away from the town, for example. See, you can review on its location. What else can you review about a recreational park? Paling penting, kawasan itu location lah. Second, kawasan is location, right? And then the facility. Sometimes, people want to, let's say, the monkey bars. But no bars have been vandalized. Can't even be a monkey there. No more bars. Yeah, how to swing. So first, let's say this comes out. You can talk about again the location and then the facilities. What else? What about recreational park? At least one more to review about recreational park. What is it? Location. And then facilities. One more. Yes, very good. The view. Okay, the view there. How is it? Whether it's lush, the greenery, maybe cantik sekitar dia, right? Maybe there is lake, okay, tasik. Okay, very good, yeah. So now you know, huh? Okay, now sorry, it was the beginning of a new day for David. The place look, okay, now, email gift for retiring teachers. Same as just now, right? This one retiring. Just now is a transferring teacher. Cikgu pindah, ini cikgu pencet. But again, similar. Local food, you see, very famous local food. So now please, students, get yourself exposed to more than just nasi lemak. Okay, learn about other local food as well. You have to know how they are like. I mean, how to more information about them, like their origins, like how to make them. Okay, at least you have got something to say. Culture again, AI and school life again. The application of AI in school, very famous. Now you know. Okay, cover. Sorry, Adam looked at the unpaid bills, wondering if he had to give up his dream again. Okay, so you just have to continue now. SMJK Jit Sin Penang. Conducting a meet-up session for study group, okay, not that difficult. Importance of water. Seems easy, but if I ask you now, can you name 3 importance of water? First, please, importance of water. It high. The unit to have the vocab. It high. Bagi awak, badan awak air apa? It high. 8.6Yes, hydrates. Importance of water. Number 1, it high.
直接换。
hydrates.
然后
That is the word.
9
It hydrates.
其实可以考虑换。其实
What
可以
else?
换。然后
Importance of water, number 2.
加13有必要买电池宝吗？
And when it's not specific, like the importance of water for what, then you can be general.
块电池
For human beings, okay, not just for human beings. Yeah, for human beings, you can say that it can hydrate.
换电池价格，
What else?
好吧？
Let's say for plants.
iPhone 15
What do you need water
完
for?
全没必要，有钱烧的属于是。
For?
90不用换
What's the process called?
，iQOO 9考虑换
If it's for plants?
iQOO 10 Pro 建议换吗？电池不抗用，内存256不够用，这个可以
Photosynthesis,
换。
very good. For plants, for example, water is needed for photosynthesis.
不够用，这个
Photosynthesis,
下次记得直接
Yeah.
512或者 ETB。
What else? What will be other importance of water?
直接512起步，或者直接上 ETB 啊。Mate 60。
So basically for cooking, not just cook Maggi. Do not specify you only cook Maggi, cook curry. No,
能换 Mate 80。
make it general for cooking. Very
小米
good.
13
Yeah,
不用
yes,
换
for
小米
cooking.
13真不用换。就是说，除非你是说
Okay, it hydrates,
小米13 但是说你
photosynthesis,
是那种黄历版或者是16加5
and then for cooking, at least you know 3 will be enough. But then of course you need when you mention photosynthesis, you have to know how water is involved in the process so that you can explain, right? And then when you say it's for cooking, then you have to explain how. Sorry, you have to describe how water is like used for cooking. What happens if there is no water? How can you cook without water? You want to cook maybe also not without water, right? So we need to. Importance of forest. See, very difficult. Environment, factual. Forest, wildlife. Cover. What do we call that act of cutting down the trees? Kalau awak potong pokok, awak panggil apa in English? Or like what is the act called? Proses tu kita panggil apa? Cut down the trees. At the forest, it starts with D. Girl, any idea? If you like the act of cleaning the forest or the jungle by cutting down the trees. What is it? Somebody already said. Yes, what is it? Deforestation. This is how it's spelled. Hey, just take if you want. I have one more plastic. No, if you want, just take. I have one more plastic. just take. Alright? Deforestation is the act of cutting down the trees or clearing out forest by cutting out trees. Wait, what time is it? Is it already 9? Yes, sir. Oh my god, then we have to extend it. Clearing out forest by cutting down trees. No, that's why I told you, okay? Maybe you might think, okay, class, listen, you might think that, oh, today's lesson is just about, going through all the topics that come out for trial. No. This is the importance. So that you know, like the kind of things that you have to familiarize yourself supaya bila topik sama keluar, awak tahu nak cakap apa, right? So deforestation is related to, just now, to talking about forest. So what will be, okay, now let's see importance of forest class. Just the importance of water, you can name 3. What about forest? Now you tell me. See, you have to have general knowledge. Awak kena ada satu pengetahuan tentang hutan. What will be the importance of forest? Why must we have forest? What happens if all the forests get cleared out? Apa akan jadi? Awak bayangkan hutan tak ada, pokok-pokok semua tak ada. What happens? Very good. It will get hotter. So in a way, you see that the what?
这个赛道应该没人模仿吧？
The temperature or global warming. We can say that if we say, when you talk about why must we need forests? Okay, to avoid global warming,
说不
right?
出来的一种感觉。
What else?
看了这个视频以后，给我的一种感觉就是毛骨。
What else? Kenapa perlu
这
hutan?
师傅真负责，边教武术边教口诀。
Why? Think. Why must you need forest? Kenapa kena ada hutan? Photosynthesis. On a bigger picture, kenapa?
这位师
Kenapa
傅，
perlu hutan?
但是
Hutan tu siapa duduk?
中途啊，就最后的动作的以后，
Oh, you said oh, I told you right. Didn't hear? Yes. So you can say to
明白。
for what? Why must we need forests? To
这期视频到
for
啊，就是
habitats of one
免费的关注，我们下期见。
life, right? One more. At least three. You must at least know three. So I'm just giving you all this so that when you go home, or you can read more on global warming or how global warming is related to forests and then wildlife. What can we say about wildlife? When you talk about forests, how can you link it to wildlife, the habitat? What else? One more. Why must we need forests? You talked about global warming. You have talked about wildlife. What else? Yes, correct. Okay, it helps to provide oxygen as well. Okay, oxygen. Banyak sebab. Okay, very good. Thank you. Okay, restaurant review, easy, right? Many things about the food, about the service, about the price, easy. Okay, for this you just need to know the right vocabulary, adjective. Story, your first experience on, I don't know, it's not specified here. It's okay. Berapit, Penang. Describe the place you live and what we can do together. Describe the place you live and what you can do together with the person, with the friend, for example. Now, if I ask you, hey, I want to go to your place. Describe your place. Tell me what we can do together at your place. So, how can you say about your place? Remember, you can make up, although let's say your house does not have a swimming pool, you can be fit here. Oh, when you go to my house, we can swim together. We can, what? Have a barbecue session, for example. Just fake it. Okay? I'm not going to judge you for acting rich here. Extremely rich. Guided essay, buying food from fast food restaurants or night market. Okay? Maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Have you not every. Have you ever played a prank or joke on anyone? You see? Unexpected. Have you ever played a prank on anyone? Girl, can you answer this one? Have you ever played a prank on anyone? Atau played a prank or not? Macam pranking someone. Okay. So, you have to write a story on that. Pulling a prank. Now you have to think. Okay, prank, about prank. Interesting song review. About a song, a particular song. Let's see. Remember last week? What song was it? Whose song? Taylor Swift. No. Let's say you're asked to review a song. For a restaurant, you can talk about the price, the service, right? The location. Now, what about a song? This is interesting. Let's come up with ideas so that when this comes out, you know. What about a song? Dah habis ke? Wait, Not right. Okay. What about a song review, class? For a song review, online students, you can also contribute to the discussion, yeah? What is it about a song review? What can you say?
需要接受。对啊，这个不是只有场上你才能接受。
Very good. The lyrics. You can talk about the lyrics. What is it about the lyrics?
比赛的结果，这怎么可以呢？
Apa yang awak boleh cakap tentang lyrics? Let's say you want to review the lyrics. What about the lyrics?
受到谴责，绝对应该要受到谴责。不管他们是不是现在赛道上最成功的那支球队，但是他们的做法。
So you can say that the lyrics are what?
这个主意是谁出的？
观众朋友可以关注五星体育公众号，成为潮流运动大
Whether the
会员
lyrics are what?
获取免费场馆体验权益，还能解锁 F1 演播室独特视
So
角。
you need to know the
我觉
term
得现在排
to
在
say
最
that
后
oh
的，
is
无论
clean.
是这个
Clean lyrics,
什
right?
么索博车队、R 宾也好，
So you can say
他
that
们
lyrics
都
are
比克劳斯车队高贵啊！这太过分了，
你要
这
知道
简直是他违背了赛车的基本的准则。
what?
02年奥地利站巴黎切罗把那个冠军让给舒马赫以后，全场有多
The
少
lyrics are?
法拉利遭遇了如此大的这个后来的这个心理压力。
What would be the vocab to use to say that the lyrics have no vulgarity?
这不是赛车，今天我们
Let's see.
看到的这个
他们是
桥段，
用一个更严重的错误
Bad lyrics versus
欲盖弥彰嘛。然后，2021赛季收冠战之后 ，F1 的又一个巨大的耻辱，巨大的耻辱。
Positive
你
lyrics,
以为的骑士女皇过七夕，
clean lyrics, romantic.
拉扯，
Okay, basically yes. Yeah. Whatever the term is,
他追，
so you can talk about lyrics. What else? Besides it, you can say yeah. First, whether it's clean or not, lyrics, right? But we'll find a better word and not
当西
clean,
德的脚
clean
给
or
特
not.
写时，
What else? About lyrics?
都已经不在乎他有没有穿鞋了。虽然有点心疼脚，但还是要
You
感
know,
谢主持人制作
you know, sometimes when you listen to a song, it's very easy for you to catch the lyrics. So what do you call that? Care? The lyrics are care? Only you say, oh, the song is care?
巧克力，
Catchy, very good. Catchy or not? You know, sometimes the lyrics are very difficult, but sometimes the lyrics you can just, pick up very easily, right? So catchy. Catchy or not? The lyrics. Now, what else about the song? The music about the song. What about the music song?
跟诺里斯说，我们这一圈要打算进站，然后换
Trendy or
上
not?
让另外一个台车先进来啊。
Maybe the music is what? Very old
说
school.
不会，
You can talk about
这
it.
一圈是先进来。
对，
今天
And
拿
then,
分也是
not just whether or not it's trendy or old school, whether it's also about the genre. The genre of the song. What is it? Jazz?
右后
Rock?
皮亚斯里就过
Pop?
去了，
Pop?
这边应该是要过去了，这就过去了。
Rap? Correct.
这在搞什么
See?
呀？
See, these are some of the things.
对，
Yeah?
然后呢，跟加斯里
So
说，我
now
们
you
主
know
要是
that,
防
okay?
住克莱尔。
When it comes out, okay, I already know what to say about song.
reason to please let Lando pass.
What else?
让他过去了，
What song?
换了。
Norris and Piastri have swap places,
We're going to review a song. Can you talk about the length of the song?
it keeps it fair between
Panjang pendek dah.
是不是大屏幕看到了？
对
对。
Can, but nothing much to say, right? Like how is it going to influence?
加斯里跟诺里斯两个人换了位置啊。维斯塔潘说，
Yeah.
只是因为
So
这个进站的时候慢，说的
Moving
跟
on
他说
to
这个不关
other-
我们的事情啊，我们还是要专注我们自己
now
的事情。
forecast. Forecast, you know forecast or not? Ini ramalan. Very important. Ini ramalan. They ramal. Listen, they ramal. They forecast that this will come out for SPM. Listen, class. I'm not saying that this will come out for your SPM, but they expect. Mereka ramalkan ini yang akan keluar SPM awak nanti. First is having patriotic performances and getting sponsorship. Very difficult. What is patriotic performance and getting sponsorship? Imagine this really comes out in your SPM. How are you going to do? What is it? Patriotic performance. What is patriotic? Rasa cinta kepada negara. Having so much love for the country. Okay? So what will be some performances related to that? And then getting sponsorship. Mendapatkan apa? Taja and sponsored. Okay. Guided essay is on bullying. So now let's say you are asked to write an essay on bullying. Let's say an article on bullying. Right? You have to write an essay about bullying. What would be some of the things that you have to know about bullying? If I ask you about a bully, apa? Bully. How many types of bully? What types of bully do we have? For example? Very good. You can stop. Physical bully. What else? Verbal. Bercakap. Sometimes you don't hit people, but you tell them you are ugly. You are the ugliest person I ever know, for example. That is bullying, right? You don't look good. You don't look great. I don't want to be your friend. All these are also bully. Okay, forms of bully, but verbal, not physical. So yes, you have to know different types of bully. Counseling, article. Counseling not easy. So make sure you read up on counseling. Sorry, when the national anthem was reverberating in the air, the students were. So now you see in class, for forecast, it revolves around the country, around the love for the country. For example, this one having patriotic performance. This one, national anthem. What's our national anthem? Negara. National anthem is negaraku, lagu kebangsaan. So this one you see, it talks about the lagu kebangsaan. Just now it's like the patriotic performance. So about perasaan cinta kepada negara. So you have to read up on that. And then heat wave disruptions to school. What is it? Susah Kalau ini really comes out, all this, you see how difficult all the topics are? What is heat wave disruption? What is heat wave? Related to the weather, the temperature apa? Panas yang teramat sangat. Faham? Kan? Heat wave. Heat is haba, right? Yeah. So disruption, gangguan. So bermaksud kalau panas sangat di sekolah, apa gangguannya? Remember last time you were allowed to wear baju sukan only, right? You were allowed to wear throughout the months. Why? Sebab panas, yes. You see that disruption. And then we were also for that particular period, we were not allowed to do outside activities. Ingat tak? Kan? Sebab terlalu panas. So that is also a disruption. So you can talk about disruption to school activities. Yes. Disruption to students. Apa? Kalau keluar heatwave disruption to school. Now I want to ask you, apa yang you boleh cakap? One, just now apa? On school activity. Second, what else? Health of